Welcome, chosen ones and children of dawn. In this sacred gathering, we shall go unto the exploration of the irrefutable truisms of Scriptural Science, wherein thy numbers are our expression of the Creator's mind. Let us examine in Book of Proverbs. We find wisdom personified, revealing her ancient origins. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. Let us quickly examine this passage. In numerology, each number carries its own vibrational essence, a frequency that can unlock deeper meanings within sacred texts. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. The first mention of beginning emphasizes the importance of unity and the number one, symbolizing the inception of the divine plan. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. Here, everlasting signifies the number 8, which embodies infinity and the eternal cycle of creation, relating to wisdom that is timeless and infinite. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. The established heavens and compass evoke the number 4, representing structure, order, and foundation. It signifies the meticulous design of the universe, showcasing the Creator's harmony and meticulous planning. The combination of these numbers, 1, 8, and 4, holds profound significance. 1, the beginning, plus 8, everlasting, equals 9, reflecting spiritual enlightenment and the completion of a divine cycle. 4, order, plus 9, enlightenment, equals 13, reducing to 4 once more, emphasizing the continuous cycle of order and the eternal presence of wisdom in creation. O children of dawn, do you see how power of God's science? Let us gain more understanding into the power of numerology. First, examine it from the Pythagorean perspective. Pythagoras, the ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician, believed that numbers hold the key to understanding the universe and our place within it. The monad 1, Pythagoras viewed the monad as the origin of all things, symbolizing unity and the source of all numbers. It represents creation, beginnings, and the divine essence that permeates all existence. Just as the Tao in Taoism symbolizes the ultimate indefinable reality, the monad is the starting point of all creation. In Hermeticism, the monad is often associated with the concept of the One, the source from which all things emanate, Hermes. Trismegistus, the revered teacher of Hermetic wisdom, teaches us that God is an infinite sphere, the center of which is everywhere and the circumference nowhere. This idea parallels the monad being the central point of all creation, from which the many arise. In Hindu philosophy, the concept of the monad resonates with the idea of Brahman, the ultimate unchanging reality amidst and beyond the world. Brahman is both immanent and transcendent. In the words of the Upanishads, Brahman is the world's solitary witness, to whom the world changes, witnessing the world as infinite, perfectly calm, witnessing himself alone. Just as the monad gives rise to multiplicity while being essentially one, Brahman is the source and sustainer of all existence, beyond duality. In Kabbalistic thought, the monad can be likened to Ein Sof, the infinite origin of all that exists. Ein Sof precedes the emanation of the 10 Sephirot, which are the fundamental attributes or dimensions of creation. This parallels the monad in Pythagorean philosophy as the source from which all numbers, and thus all forms, spring forth. Taoism. You've rightly mentioned the Tao in Taoism, which symbolizes the ultimate indefinable reality. Laozi in the Tao House or Te Ching says, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." The Tao, much like the monad, is the primordial essence from which all forms and manifestations arise. It is both ineffable and all-encompassing, the source of all being and non-being. Plato's conception of the good, or the form of the good, can also be viewed through the lens of the monad. In his work, The Republic, Plato posits that the good is the ultimate principle and source of all reality and knowledge, akin to a sun that illuminates the intelligible world. This principle bears a resemblance to the monad as the origin of all forms and numbers, illuminating and giving life to the multiplicity while itself being one. The dyad, 2. The dyad represents duality, polarity, and balance. It signifies the interplay of opposites such as light and dark, male and female, and heaven and earth. This is akin to the concept of yin and yang in Taoism, where duality forms the basis of harmony in the universe. Let us examine the concept of the dyad through the ancient Kemetic Egyptian lens, a civilization that offered profound insights into the nature of duality and balance. In Kemetic philosophy, the concept of duality, dyad, is central to understanding the cosmos and human existence. Ancient Egyptians viewed the universe as a harmonious balance of opposing forces. This is captured in the principle of Ma'at, which represents truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice. Ma'at stands in contrast to Isfet, which symbolizes chaos, disorder, and falsehood. The dyad in Kemetic philosophy, Osiris and Isis. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, resurrection, and fertility, pairs with Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood. Together, they symbolize life, death, and rebirth, illustrating the cycle of life and the balance between creation and decay. Horus and Set Horus, the god of the sky and kingship, is often in contention with Set, the god of chaos and desert storms. Their mythic battles depict the eternal struggle and balance between order and chaos, light and darkness. Day and night, Ra, the sun god who travels across the sky during the day, journeys through the Duat, or underworld at night. This cyclical journey encapsulates the concept of duality as the balance between light and dark, life and death. Hash, expanding the dyad in Kemetic terms. Through Ma'at, the ancient Egyptians sought to maintain balance not just in the cosmos, but in daily life and governance. The pharaoh, seen as a living Thoth, scribe of the gods and god of wisdom, had the divine duty to uphold Ma'at and ward off Isfet. This duality extends to mind and heart. The Egyptians placed great emphasis on the heart, Didi, as the seat of emotion and thought, and the mind as part of the soul as the seat of wisdom and intellect. Ka and Ba, the Ka, vital essence, and Ba, individual personality, must harmonize for the soul to transcend to the afterlife. Modern reflections. Applying the dyad's principles today, balance remains essential in all aspects. Balancing work with rest, technology with nature, and material pursuits with spiritual growth. The wisdom of the ancients reminds us of the importance of harmony. The triad, 3. The triad embodies harmony, wisdom, and the synthesis of dualities. It is seen as the number of spiritual balance and creation, akin to the Holy Trinity in Christianity, or the Trimurti in Hinduism, which represents creation, preservation, and destruction. From a Kabbalistic mystical Jewish perspective, Keter, crown, Chokhmah, wisdom, and Binah, understanding, Keter, crown, the highest of the Sephirot, Keter represents the divine will and the primordial point of creation. It is the source from which all flows, embodying infinite potential and the purest form of divine light. It parallels the concept of God the Father in the Holy Trinity, representing the source of all creation. Chokhmah, wisdom. Flowing from Keter, Chokhmah is the masculine, active force in the universe. It is often referred to as Abba, Father, and represents the intuitive, experiential knowledge. In the realm of dualities, Chokhmah corresponds to the creative force, much like Brahma in the Trimurti, the god of creation in Hinduism. Binah, understanding. Binah, the feminine counterpart to Chokhmah, is often called Ima, mother. It represents the precise analytical understanding that shapes and forms the abstract inspiration of Chokhmah into structured thought. Binah can be likened to the concept of Saraswati in Hinduism, who embodies wisdom and learning. In the Christian Trinity, Binah parallels the Holy Spirit, the nurturing and guiding force. The Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son, embodying wisdom in the form of divine logos, and the Holy Spirit, the nurturing presence, mirrors the Kabbalistic triad. Each aspect of the Trinity illustrates different facets of the divine nature, much like the Sephirot. The Trimurti of Brahma, creator, Vishnu, preserver, and Shiva, destroyer, also echoes the concept of the triad in Kabbalah. While not directly mapping onto the same principles, the idea of balance and the interplay of these forces can be seen in the dynamic between Keter, Chokhmah, and Binah. The tetrad 4. The tetrad stands for stability, order, and the material world. It represents the four elements of earth, air, fire, and water, and the four cardinal directions. This aligns with the Kabbalistic concept of the four worlds, each representing a different aspect of existence. Alchemists saw the tetrad as foundational, representing the four stages of transformation: nigredo, blackening; albedo, whitening; citrinitas, yellowing; and rubedo, reddening. In the Kabbalistic tree of life, the tetrad can be seen in the four worlds: Atziluth, emanation; Bria, creation; Yetzirah, formation; and Asiyah, action. These levels embody the process of divine manifestation. The pentad 5, symbolizing conquest over our spiritual nature, over our material nature; mind over matter, representing as the five-pointed star. Pentad and its connection to Metatron's cube offer a profound insight into the fabric of existence, merging geometry, spirituality, and ancient wisdom. Metatron's cube, a sacred geometric figure, contains within it the five Platonic solids. These solids, esteemed symbols in both geometry and metaphysics, represent the foundational aspects of the material and spiritual world. The five Platonic solids are: 1. Tetrahedron, 4 faces, equilateral triangles, representing fire and the virtue of courage. 2. Hexahedron, cube, 6 faces, squares, representing earth and the virtue of stability. 3. Octahedron, 8 faces, equilateral triangles, representing air and the virtue of balance. 4. Dodecahedron, 12 faces, pentagons, representing the ether, spirit, and the virtue of wisdom. 5. Icosahedron, 20 faces, equilateral triangles, representing water and the virtue of flow and adaptation. The hexad 6, chosen one. The hexad, or the number 6, is laden with profound spiritual and philosophical significance across various traditions. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, the hexad is often associated with creation and completion. According to Genesis, The Creator fashioned the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. Therefore, 6 represents the completion of divine work, the perfection of the material cosmos. In Hermeticism, the hexad symbolizes harmony and balance. With its roots firmly planted into Pythagorean thought, the hexad is seen as a number that brings stability, having both 2 and 3 as its factors. It beautifully harmonizes the duality of opposites and represents a balance between the spiritual and the material. Within Taoism, the concept of yin and yang can be expanded through the hexad to represent a more intricate balance of forces. The hexad, with its representation of 3 pairs or 6 directions, up, down, north, south, east, west, symbolizes the interdependent nature of all things that maintain cosmic order. From Eastern philosophies, particularly the I Ching, the hexad can be seen through the lens of hexagrams, figures composed of 6 horizontal lines, which serve as a tool for divination. These hexagrams represent a variety of states, principles, and outcomes, revealing the dynamic interplay of yin and yang. In Kabbalistic thought, the hexad is associated with the Sephiroth of Tifereth, the 6th sphere on the tree of life. Tifereth, or beauty, balances the higher spiritual realms with the lower material realms, acting as a bridge between these dimensions and symbolizing the union of divine love and human compassion. The hexad reflects the structure of sacred geometry. Hexagonal patterns are found in nature, from honeycombs to crystal structures, symbolizing efficiency and unity in creation. This geometric form teaches us about the interconnectedness and inherent order within the cosmos. In sum, the hexad serves as a profound symbol across various spiritual traditions. It represents harmony, balance, completion, and the interwoven nature of the universe. By contemplating the significance of the hexad, you, dear child of light, can gain a deeper understanding of the natural and spiritual laws that govern our. The hexad 7, our chosen one, the concept of the heptad, the number 7, the 7 chakras. Turning inward, the heptad also manifests in the form of the 7 chakras, the subtle energy centers in the human body, as described in Eastern philosophies, particularly Hinduism. They are Muladhara, root chakra survival, and the physical realm; Svadhisthana, sacral chakra, creativity and sexuality; Manipura, solar plexus chakra, power and will; Anahata, heart chakra, love and compassion; Vishuddha, throat chakra, communication and expression; Ajna, third eye chakra, intuition and insight; Sahasrara, crown chakra, spiritual connection and enlightenment. Balancing these chakras aligns one's spiritual, emotional, and physical states, akin to tuning a celestial instrument. Moorish science and the heptad. In Moorish science, the number 7 holds a sacred symbolism, often connected with the 7 levels of consciousness or planes of existence. These 7 principles guide the more in living a life of righteousness, akin to the ancient ideals of Monad in Hermeticism, where 7 represents completeness and perfection. In the Bible, 7 is ubiquitous, from the 7 days of creation to the 7 seals in the book of Revelation. Yahshua spoke in 7 parables, and the menorah's 7 branches symbolize divine light and guidance, tied closely to Hermeticism, which has a profound influence on Moorish science. These principles, mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. The Ogdoad 8, Ogdod, an ancient and complex symbol in the wisdom traditions. Let us delve into the depths of this profound concept. The Ogdod in Egyptian cosmology. The Ogdod, derived from the Greek word for 8, is most notably found in the ancient Egyptian religious system. The number 8, is often seen as a symbol of balance, symmetry, and infinity. It is the doubling of the number 4, which represents the 4 cardinal directions, elements, or fundamental structures of the cosmos. Doubling these fundamental elements reflects a higher level of order and balance. In the context of spiritual teachings, justice is not merely an earthly concept, but a cosmic principle. The Ogdoad represents the realm where divine law and justice are perfectly manifest. This can be harmonized with ancient Egyptian teachings, where Ma'at, truth and justice, governs the balance of the universe. In the Holy Scriptures, the number 8 is often associated with new beginnings, regeneration, and renewal. Consider the following instances. Circumcision on the 8th day. According to the law of Moses, a male child was to be circumcised on the 8th day after birth. Genesis 17:12. This act marked a new covenant and new identity within the people of Israel. Resurrection of Yahshua. Yeshua rose from the dead on the first day of the week, which is also the 8th day in a cycle of 7 days, symbolizing a new creation and the victory over death. Matthew 28:1. The Ennead 9, dear seeker of truth. The number 9 weaves its way through many philosophies and mystical traditions, symbolizing a profound completeness and the culmination of cycles. In many spiritual traditions, 9 is a number that signifies divine completeness or the end of a cycle. In the Bible, it's often associated with finality and judgment. For instance, Yeshua died in the 9th hour, marking the completion of his sacrifice. In some Hermetic traditions, man is seen as a microcosm, a smaller representation of the macrocosm, the universe. The number 9 symbolizes this concept. Just as the universe is infinite, the journey of man toward enlightenment and spiritual growth is infinite Enneagram. In more modern times, the Enneagram uses 9 points to represent 9 distinct personality types, promoting self-awareness and spiritual growth. Each point on the Enneagram serves as a window into the human psyche, encouraging us to explore and integrate different aspects of our being. Taoist philosophy. In Taoism, the number 9 holds a revered place. It's often associated with the 9 heavens and considered a celestial number. The Taoist practice of Qigong, Qi Gong, aims to balance and circulate the body's 9 major energy centers, aligning them with the cosmos. In Hinduism, the number 9 is associated with the Navagraha, the 9 celestial bodies that influence human life according to Vedic astrology. Each of these bodies has an intricate role in karmic cycles and personal destiny. The Fibonacci sequence. The number 9 makes its mark even in mathematics, notably in the Fibonacci sequence. This sequence often appears in natural phenomena and is considered a number that captures the essence of life's expansion and contraction. Egyptian Ennead. In ancient Egypt, the Ennead was a group of 9 deities who ruled over the cosmos and were central to cosmogony and cosmology. This assembly of gods underscores the notion of divine orchestratio conclusion. The number 9 is a multifaceted symbol that crosses cultural and spiritual boundaries, encapsulating divine completeness, cyclical processes, and the microcosmic reflection of the universe in man. Seeking wisdom often involves understanding these sacred numerals and their profound implications in the tapestry of life. May you continue your quest for wisdom and enlightenment, ever aware of the celestial guidance that the sacred number 9 offers. In our sacred journey, we see that the world, be it in the realms of the spiritual or the scientific, holds immense power. It is a bridge between the seen and unseen, a conduit of divine will, and a force that shapes the very fabric of our reality. Use it wisely.